Happy Monday, everyone. I hope you all had a fantastic Easter long weekend. It is April the 5th, 2021. And before we jump into things, I want to remind everyone that I do have links in my description that all help me out, whether it's Patreon or TCG Player. I have multiple tiers on Patreon, and some of these tiers might actually be to your favor. And with TCG Player, all you got to do is purchase anything using my affiliate link, and I get a little bit of a bonus for you using my TCG Player affiliate link. Now let's jump into these market movers, starting the list off with Thrumming Stone from Cold Snap. This is up 5.35% today from $47.63 to $50.18, and this card does see a lot of play in Commander, more recently an Arceus God of the Passage deck, but this card is also reprinted fairly recently on the list, which is a little bit cheaper as a $47 card on the market. Next up, Sakashima of 1,000 Faces from Commander Legends. This card is up 5.37% today from $24.41 to $25.72, and it does see a bunch of play, more recently in a Coma Cosmos Serpent deck, but it does actually have no other printings of the card, so when it spikes, it's going to spike a lot more aggressive because there's less copies on the market. Next up, Archangel of Thune from Double Masters. This is a reprint. It was printed first in a core set and then again in Iconic Masters, but this version of the card is up today 5.85% from $22.58 to $23.90. It does see a lot of play, but the main reason it's actually going up is because it's in a Heliod Company deck in Modern. Prismatic Vista is on our list here. This is the Zendikar Rising Expedition version of the card, up 5.92% from $38.51 to $40.79. Now, it does see a lot of play in Commander, but it mostly sees play in Modern, which is a Heliod Company deck, which is why it's up here today. Next up is Jeweled Bird from Arabian Nights. This card is up 6.91% today from $48.17 to $51.50. Now, it's seeing new all-time highs, but there is no registered decks that I could find that are using it. It could potentially be used in Old School, but it is a card from Arabian Nights, and there's not a lot of near mint copies of this card on the market, and that's why I believe it's on the list today. Reverberation from Legends. This is our first reserveless card of the day to talk about. This is up 7.39% from $49.79 to $53.47. And it does see a bit of play in a Commander deck, a Revoca Wizard Savant deck, which is a mono blue Commander. Next up on the list is Zagoth Triume from Ikoria, Lair of Behemoths. This tri-land is up 7.51% today from $13.99 to $15.04, seeing new all-time highs. Now, this card does see a bunch of play, more recently in standard Sultai Control decks, but it does see some play in a Sultai Control deck in Historic. Sliver Overlord from Scourge. We've seen this card frequent this list quite a lot. Actually, most Slivers have been frequenting this list in the last 2 weeks. This is seeing new all-time highs from a 7.61% increase from $35.86 to $38.59. It is the most popular commander for Slivers as it tutors. Next up is Birds of Paradise from 4th edition. This original artwork of the card is up 8.27% today from $13.79 to $14.93. Now, there's a lot of interesting history behind the artwork of this card, as it originally was supposed to be a tropical island, and I think, that just the history and the fact that it's original art is one of the reasons why it's actually going up on the list, as it does see play as well. Presence of the Master from Legends. This was on our last market mover video. This is up 9.01% today from $31.42 to $34.25. Now, this card doesn't see any play on any registered decks that I could find on the market, but it is a card from Legends, and it has beautiful artwork, and I think that's why it's on the list. Next up, Luris of the Dream Den from Ikoria, Lair of Behemoths. This card is up 9.02% today from $11.64 to $12.69. Now, this is one of the companion cards from Ikoria, and it does see a bunch of play in Standard Dimir Rogues, which is one of the best decks in Standard at the moment, but it also sees play in Historic and Azorius aggro decks as well. Birds of Paradise, it's the same story with the artwork here. Original artwork from Birds of Paradise should have been a tropical island, just a lot of history behind it, but this 6th edition version of the card is up 9.13% from $13.26 to $14.47. It does see a lot of play, and more recently, actually a Tasker, the Golden Fang Commander deck, believe it or not. Next up is Phyrexian Arena. This card is from Conspiracy Take the Crown. There is multiple printings of this card, however, but this version of the card is up 11.01% from 1943 to 2157, and it sees most of its play in Commander, more recently a Kalia of the Vast deck, as long as a Turgid as well. Next up, the Tabernacle of Pendrell Vale. This iconic reserveless card from Legends is up 11.55% today, from $2,577 to $2,875. And it does see a ton of play in Legacy lands, Vintage Sultai, midrange, even in Commander Urza Lord Artificer. Flying Carpet from Arabian Nights. This Arabian Nights card is up 12.60% from 1968 to $22.16, seeing new all-time highs. Now, this isn't a card that I could find that was used in any registered decks. However, it is a card from Arabian Nights, and obviously not a lot of near mint copies of these cards on the market. Okay, and the next card we have to talk about is Brood Sliver. It wouldn't be a market mover without at least one or two slivers on the list. And this card is up 13.18% from $14.64 to $16.57. Now, it does see most of its play obviously in Commander, in Sliver Overlord decks, First Sliver, and even Sliver Legion decks as well. But there is a cheaper copy for about $13.90 on the market for a premium deck series version of this card. Okay, next up is the last card on the list to talk about. It's Fable of Wolf and Owl from Eventide. This card is up 54.27%, seeing a massive spike from $4.68 to $7.22. Now, this card does see a bunch of play more recently in a Adrix and Nev Twin Casters deck that is used in Commander. Okay, it is time to talk about some rising foil prices. Now, these foils that have been going up are all old border foils, starting to list off with Avatar of Might from Prophecy. This card is up 43.86% today, from $7.09 to $10.20. It's also a rare as well, so less of these on the market. False Cure is the next card on the list to talk about from Onslaught. Beautiful black border on this card is up 47.77% from $6.72 to $9.93. And we have Rising Waters from Nemesis. This card is up 87.07% from $17.09 to $31.97. Now, when old border foils spike, you have to remember the foil multiplier causes them to spike a lot more aggressively than a regular non-foil card. Aether Barrier from Nemesis. This card is up 256% from $8.23 to $29.30. Now, talk about an aggressive spike there. As you can see, it does see not much play, but it is a foil from an old border set. Kolos Yearling from Urza's Destiny, one of the first sets to have foils. This is up 1,053% from 49 cents to $5.65, but you can even find this card for about $3.99 to $4 on the market as well. But old border foils are just absolutely stunning, and they're going to be very scarce soon, I can tell you, especially in near mint conditions. So I'm always looking to buy up old border foils, especially 7th edition ones. Okay, final thoughts on the market. We are still seeing slivers, so there's still a lot of hype from Time Solar Remastered that's getting people to want to build sliver commander decks. And, I don't blame them. I think slivers are one of the most fun commander decks to play. Some people really hate slivers because they think they're a little too oppressive. I can kind of see that, as they all share the same ability, but that's part of the fun, I think they're just a great tribe in general. I think they're actually my favorite tribe. Okay, let me know what your thoughts are on the market down below. And I wanted to remind you, obviously, that I do make these Monday to Friday. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And with that being said, please enjoy the rest of your day. Being a patron will help me produce more market movers and add to the funds that I will use for my random buys, and also to my coffee fund, because I drink a lot of coffee for these videos. And here you can see a link below in the description that will give you all the tiers and what you get in each tier. So I hope you guys click and think about joining. And with that, I'll see you next video. Think about supporting the channel in that way. If not, subscribe, like, leave a comment, and I will see you again in the next video.